Yeah, these drivers that are crossing the line now, they are now in the window where they could potentially have 2 laps as we have a yellow flag that's come out.
Yeah, down
It's
at turn
55.
2. Yes, Jake Hughes has come across, so that anyone that's just started their final flying laps might be coming to a hindrance to that one. Roland should be okay because, oh no, that's the problem, isn't it? When you get a yellow flag out, you get a red flag out at the end of the session, and that has deleted Oliver Roland from it as Jake Hughes has found the barrier.
He's just not.
Just sound like he was
slowed down in
freewheeling
terms of the steering wheel, yeah.
So, Group A qualifying does come to an end then. Stoffel van Dorn will make it through. Jake Hughes was second quickest but caused the red flag, so his lap time will be deleted. That means we'll see Taylor Barnard, Dan Ticktum and Oliver Roland going through from Group A qualifying. Verline again continuing to fly. Freins has just popped himself up into P3 in the Envision as well. Knocks out Edo Mortara, who's also taken the checkered flag. Verline stays top of the class then. As we look at the rest of the drivers, Evans misses out by 300ths of a second. So it's the 2 Tag Heuer Porsches of Pascal Verline and Antonio Felix da Costa that go through, as well as Robin Freins and Nico Muller. We're going to have Barnard versus Ticktum first up in the quarterfinals. Van Dorn will be up against Oliver Roland as well in quarterfinal 2.
I'm looking forward to quarterfinal 3. Robin Freins, Antonio Felix da Costa.
Yeah, spicy lineup that, isn't it? And then Nico Muller versus Pascal Verline as well at Tag Heuer Porsche. Dan Ticktum versus Taylor Barnard going head-to-head. Ticktum is performing exceptionally well here, and he comes across the line with a 59 flat. That's a brilliant lap time then from the most recent race winner in Formula E, the Porsche powertrain powering him to a brilliant time. What about Barnard? Can he pull anything back? No, he can't. He is out of qualifying. Dan Ticktum goes through to the semis. Over to quarterfinal 2, Oliver Roland versus Stoffel van Dorn. He's built out an advantage just a little bit more, nearly up to a 10th of a second between himself and the 2022 champion. Maybe a touch wide in that penultimate corner there for Roland. What's the score on the door going to be, though, as he comes to the timing line? It's a 58.9, so nicely done there for him. He's 2.5 tenths in front of Van Dorn, but Van Dorn improving in the second sector. Big snap of oversteer, though. That could be lap time gone there for Van Dorn in the Maserati. It is. He'll come to the timing line. It's not going to be as quick as Oliver Roland as he takes the checkered flag at 59.2. Roland will go head-to-head with Dan Ticktum in the first of the semi-finals. Quarterfinal 3, Robin Freins versus Antonio Felix da Costa. Envision versus Tag Heuer Porsche. Pretty even Stevens, 7/100ths of a second separating these 2 drivers, up to about a 10th of a second or so as they come through the final couple of corners. Snap of oversteer in the penultimate one there for da Costa. We've seen that for quite a few drivers, and it's allowed Freins to close that deficit down as they come to take the checkered flag. Who gets it? It's da Costa by 8/100ths of a second. It's da Costa through into semi-final 2. This will be interesting. Nico Muller versus Pascal Verline, Andretti Porsche versus Factory Porsche. He's increasing the advantage still. He is absolutely on a flyer here, is Pascal Verline. 3/10ths of a second the advantage as we come through that middle sector. He's built it up to nearly half a second. He's a different postcode compared to Nico Muller. Muller comes over the line with a 58.473, but Verline, unless he makes a mistake in the final couple of corners, is going to absolutely trounce that here in the Tag Heuer Porsche. He comes to the timing line, takes the checkered flag at 57.8, and Verline is through. He will go head-to-head with his teammate Antonio Felix da Costa in semi-final 2. From the quarterfinals, we see Ticktum and Roland going head-to-head in semi-final 1. And then we'll see the 2 Tag Heuer Porsches of Antonio Felix da Costa and Pascal Verline facing off against one another. Dan Ticktum versus Oliver Roland. To the timing line then for Dan Ticktum. What's it going to be for him as he comes to take the checkered flag? A 58 flat for him. Roland's picking up time, though, in the third and final sector. He needs that time as well. Is he going to be able to gain it? Will he lose it? He does lose it. Oliver Roland is out of qualifying in the semi-finals. Dan Ticktum goes through into the front row fight. Battle of the 2 Tag Heuer Porsches at Tempelhof then. So da Costa versus Pascal Verline.
It's not as if da Costa's slow, it's the fact that Verline's super quick.
He's a little bit deep there into that final trio of corners there for da Costa. That could cost him a couple of tenths of a second there or so. Unless Verline makes a mistake, Da Costa comes to the timing line. He'll take the checkered flag with a 58.4, but Verline is in a completely different league here. He's doing exactly what he did in the quarterfinals, outclassing his competition. He's got nearly 7 tenths of a second of an advantage as he comes to take the checkered flag. Pascal Verline absolutely obliterates his teammates at 57.756. He goes through into the finals. The finals and the front row will be occupied by Dan Ticktum and Pascal Verline, but who will take 3 points and who will take pole position ahead of the E-Prix this afternoon? Well, let's see what Dan Ticktum can do then in the Cupra Kiro down towards the first corner, pattering under braking on the abrasive surface. Does he get the apex of turn 2? No, he's a bit deep into there. That's already compromised his lap before it's really begun. Let's see what Verline can do in response to this one. We've got it slowed down for you. We've got a side-by-side comparison. Down into the first corner we go, into turn 2 there. Verline, much neater.
Much neater, much tidier. That's not the strongest of first sectors there for Dan Ticktum. He crosses the beam with a 16.6. Verline is looking like he's just over a 10th up. It's not Pascal's best through that first part of the lap, but it's certainly advantage Verline.
It's neat and tidy there. He's got different lines, actually. Ticktum a lot tighter into the 2 apexes there as they run through 6 and 7, a little bit wider and a better acceleration out for Verline.
Verline increasing that advantage still in the second sector, up to nearly 2 tenths of a second. Porsche have never taken pole position at their home race here in Berlin. Coming down into the final couple of corners, it's now or never time for Verline. He's got it all in his pocket. He's got it all to lose. He needs those 3 points for pole position as we come out of the final turn to take the checkered flag and blast to the timing line. Ticktum with a 57.8, and it's Verline who comes across the line, who takes pole position here for round 14 in Berlin. An absolutely dominant qualifying session from the reigning world champion.